Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Hello. Obviously there's no Jerry. So we're going to do painting. Before painting, the greeting of people: Dutch, Dimensub, Crispin, Zolpenhat, Denley, hello. Zorg. Hot up? No, just sweating due to exhaustive cycling. Yeah, so Oblivion released today. So, whoopsies. Less music, more waffling. Where's music? Do you hear music? Is the music too loud? Or am I too quiet? Is this better than anyway? Also, let me just... I need to change to this camera, and then I need to brighten up the picture. Ta-ding! Also, I need my magnifying glasses. There it is. Can I get this in focus? Obviously, I can't. Hang in there. That's not getting better. Let's see. Do a bit more zoomy. Yes, that is the legally distinct, not at all Princess Leia in slave costume 3D print that Crispin gifted me for Christmas last year. So I thought, painting. Yes, painting Dutch. Actually, there's not much color variation on the original costume, because there is little but costume. So we've got hair that needs to be done, the metally bits on the bikini need to be done, and highlights on the purpley scarf thing. Well, I don't have Big Slug, and since he's not a gameable piece in Legion, I don't think I'll have him. Yeah, it's a cheeky little miniature. Let's see, what will I use for the hair? I think the hair will be the only color of speed paints I'll be using. I think I go with Sand Golem. Updating your project, Demon's Help. Yeah, that's a fun activity currently, as Mr. Tom is trying to mend all places. No, not really. Not on white, it is. And even if so, I can go back in with a different color and add some variation. I tried yellow, but that's just too orangey and yellow for a dark blonde. At least in my opinion. Where's my brush? There's my brush. Yeah, the avatar for users is actually one of the interesting bits happening right now over at on tabletops. I feel that's again something that is just broken because of the load balancing they use, but let's shift that there. I even uploaded a new avatar, but that only works partially, so I'm guessing there's still room for improvement. Hello, Toros, welcome. You could have said something that I'm out of focus. This is something I still have to get the hang on. I'm not sure how professional stream painters do that. Almost, Taurus, almost. Welcome, Threx782. It's just generic medieval fantasy no copyright tavern music by Unwind Station. Yes, I'm painting the mini. Not sure what you're suggesting with the air quotes there that she made. At least I'm trying to make it so that she won't have any white spots at the end. I mean, maybe Moonstar does use the copyright-free music of the interwebs. After all, that's what it's for, isn't it? Oh, and if anybody of you there is thinking about getting North Star Miniatures glass spiders for Frostgrave, think again. Oh my lord, are the legs thimble and weak, and I bent a leg by just putting it on a base, making it stick in super glue. Never had that happen before. I think that's the way to go. Now Jerry is just arrived home and should be sitting at his desk now, munching his dinner, because a long day of work. So he decided to skip today, which is a absolutely valid thing to do. Where the hell did I put the purpley alien? I'd like to show them Demons Up, but I put them away in my Frostgrave box, and that's now hidden somewhere deep. So, I'm not going to grab those now. Sorry. I have a little drop of yellow, I was going to say. Purpley? And a small drop of white. And no, Dutch, this won't be a redhead. I was thinking about going a completely different color route, but then I thought, no, I want to stay true to the original, which is a bit difficult because the skirt is actually see-through, so good luck getting that see-through effect. Now I'm just trying to get the So yesterday I was painting the skirt with Army Painter Alien Purple. I gave it a diluted wash of red wash, and now I'm going to try my hand in doing a wee bit highlights. Hello, Redverse. Yes, those are the ones, and they are made of metal, but honestly, it's the weakest metal I've ever had the misfortune of handling. You just looked at them the wrong way, and it just goes... Whoop. Speaking of looking the wrong way, I think I need a smaller brush. Hello, Miss Dog, then again. I could try that, Danley, but to be honest, I'm happy that the flesh tone, not obviously seen on camera, but in real life, looks actually good enough, so I'm not going to try to fix any of that, because that will look just horrible. Well, technically, it's for no game because it's a 3D print, but I think I will put it with my other non-Fantasy Flight / AMG Legion stuff. So my Grand Moff Tarkin with slippers, my Lord Buckethead Vader. I think I'll make a army shot with those in place instead of the original minis, just for giggly shits, and post that to the Star Wars Legion group to see what's happening. To get people annoyed. No, not a Han Solo RPG. That technically would be a bad decision for this model, because Han Solo at this point is still frozen in carbonite. Wouldn't be much of an RPG then, would it? I'm still very bad at guessing how light it can go with an edge color, on how dark it'll get when it dries. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Fix that. Yeah, I think she did thaw him up quite well. Especially thinking that there's no bras in space. Or was it no underwear? I don't know. Something George Lucas made Carrie Fisher believe. For whatever naughty reason. Happy accidents. I'm no Bob Ross. And these are no trees. Or clouds. The worst thing about current lighting is I actually see more reflection than actual the highlighting, so I'm guessing my way through the miniature, hoping for the best. Oh, and if anybody wants to have an interesting read on what effect the current tariff situation of the US has on gaming companies in the US, some lad over at Catalyst Game Labs, of all things, has done a very extensive write-up on what's happening currently and how it's affecting companies in a really, really bad way. No, that's actually just ordinary army painter, purpley white, but my wet palette is a wee bit saturated, so I'm guessing I'm getting a little bit too much water into the paint currently. So I'm trying to be very careful with adding highlights. Though I'm when in doubt, I can always come back and darken things down again. At least in theory I can. Not sure if I can be asked. And again, the folds are reflecting so much, it's guesswork on my part. Yes, the wet palette is wet. Oh, this focus, it really annoys me. Let me see. Does this work? No, it doesn't. Let me see if I can stand up and watch through the eyes of the camera. Not really helping, is it? Well, apologies. No, it's not. Oh no, missed a spot. Well, if they had, that would actually be a useful thing. But to be fair, I could just, and I'm using that word just in a very loose sense, I could just buy myself some better camera, but who's got money for that? No. I need a brush. With a decent tip. That's not too frayed, but can use metallics. Where is my glorious bronze? There's bronze. Angry Joe's news show has covered the tariff situation. I'm guessing he's part of the ecosystem that's blocked currently too. I'm not sure. Where's Green Stuff World actually situated? Are they located in Europe? Because if that's an American company, they can wait for a long time before Wish or Temu or any other shop is selling stuff at a reasonable rate. Spain. Oh god, with my luck, I grabbed the worst possible brush ever. No, this is not going to work. I think I need to invest in new brushes. See, I only knew Angry Joe from his video game coverages from back in the day, when I was still watching regularly things like Angry Video Nerd and Screw Attack. But that's some time ago now. Oh, I forgot. Endor is out today. Oh, I need to watch Endor. This is potentially becoming a very long night now. Is he still that angry when covering stories? That was a feature what I found quite annoying watching his videos. I mean, there's on some occasions you have the right to be very angry and loud and obnoxious, but if you're angry and loud and obnoxious in every video, that's getting annoying and obnoxious. Well, mellowed with age. No escape from that. Yeah, there's no helping. These brushes are all gone. Yes, Redverse, that's true. If somebody's called angry something, I shouldn't blame them for being their role, but at the same time, I'm not blaming him for being in that role, but also, I don't need to watch him if he's called that. And now some people are screaming at the stream because I'm using a saber brush with metallics, but that's the only one that's currently holding a tip. The guy with the glasses, the angry video game nerd. Well, those were fun when he made them all by himself. That was more or less like a hobby production. But some years ago that turned into a media company. And now it's just a shtick of the show. It's not really the angry video game nerd anymore. It's like with so many other YouTube channels who became famous at some point. The actual content just got formulated and is now deprived of any personality and depth. Who has nails in their head? I certainly don't have nails in my head, I hope. There's something utterly wrong in that industry. But then again, it's an industry for making money, so yeah. And shitification is to be expected. No, I don't think he has nails in his head. At least not to my knowing. I know that, Zork. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Though, just today I saw a video from the Spiffing Brit in preparation for the launch of Oblivion Remastered. Playing Oblivion again and finding exploits and making a potion with that exact name. For reasons. I like the Spiffing Brit, even though his choice of beverage is somewhat questionable. I mean, after all, he's drinking Yorkshire tea. A game that actually uses a wiki. That's a thing? Or is that a fan wiki, Taurus? You might think tea is a lovely stuff, but actually it's just boiled leaves, so... Where's the fun in that? Oh, if it's an actual wiki maintained by the makers of the game, I'm impressed. I thought most wikis were gone the way of the dodo and only maintained by fans and weird people like me. I didn't even know there were novels for the Elder Scrolls. Well, the only non-video game related media for Elder Scrolls I know is the weird meme with all the different scroll bars from operating systems from the last 30 odd years. It's Warpath fandom. Fandoms are usually from fandom, but then again, maybe Mantic is just using that framework to keep maintenance low. So this is the point where I'm going to screw up horribly. Well, I wouldn't say it disappeared, it just... She just went into hiding. Imagine telling all your followers, oh, this is the new hot shit, you need to buy this, and dunk, all money gone. Yeah, that's true, Taurus. Universal wikis are a great thing to get into anything you have no prior knowledge of. If there's no official law books or something that could be read. I mean, if you wanted to get into 40k for whatever reason, you just grab some books. or you don't. Depends on if you want to be part of the 40k or not. I think the sculptor is a real asshole for making these little tiny details so tiny. Fucking hell. Barely visible. Even with magnifying glasses. The most depressing thing about having painted the glass spiders last night, I updated the project on OTT and saw how long I've been holding on to that game, those minis and the painted terrain, and I haven't played it once. Any guesses on how long I've been painting and collecting stuff for Frostgrave? Don't look it up at OTT, that's cheating. No, not as bad. It's second edition, but yeah, I completed terrain and all miniatures in 2022. So it's 3 years now sitting. Yes, Taurus, Father did great novels for Battletech, and luckily those were translated into German, and I've got a complete collection sitting in my bedroom. And I've read them all. And what annoys me personally the most with the Frostgrave situation, my friend who I'm playing Battletech with is actually interested in playing Frostgrave, but I can't get my head around doing proper introductory stuff with him, so that's mostly because when we meet, it's late in the evening and my brain is already on the fritz. It's more easy to play Battletech then. Just keeping things simple. Roll dice, look up table. Be happy or be sad, depending on outcome of dice. Can you imagine if the Battletech Kickstarter had been made a year later and would be now sitting right slap bang in the middle of this tariff situation? It would be an utter nightmare. I dare to think that would be a worse experience than we had already. Sorry if I'm huffing and puffing, but it's really hard to hold your breath and talk at the same time. There will be gravity. You need just to add heat. And then there will be gravity. Not to the degree you smut wants to have, but there will be some kind of gravity. This is such a double-edged sword, this magnifying glass. A, I'm seeing where I'm painting, which is great. B, I'm seeing where I'm not painting, which is very annoying. I've been told the Witcher books are good. I can't really remember if I've read one of those or not. If you are into video game related books and also like Fallout like scenarios, so post-apocalyptic stuff, I highly recommend the Metro series. The video game and the books. The stories around Artyom are just great. And at the same time scary as hell. If you played the game and you enjoyed the storyline in there, I highly urge you to read the books. It just adds another layer. And it's distinct enough from the storyline of the video games so that you don't feel like you're reading up on a video game. Oh, there's a Bioshock novel. I didn't know. I very much enjoyed playing Bioshock 1 and 2. Would you kindly? Ooh, so it's a prequel novel. That's nice. I need to look that up if that's available. Now I need some MacLeod colors. I'm not sure if it's actually original. I'm guessing the grander scheme of the timeline they depicted isn't absolutely refreshingly new, but I like the way they depicted a society going mental. Definitely wasn't something you'd seen a lot of. There's some similar games, but not a lot. And even with the storyline being relatively on rails, I feel it just was an awesome game. And I wish that I could enjoy that game again for the first time. But I guess that won't be happening. Star Trek novels I never got into. I did read some of them that were movie adaptations, but I don't think those are very good examples of novellas. It's basically the script to the movie you've been watching. I really should start painting things in much larger scales. I'm getting so frustrated. Hello, James Knutz. Thanks for subscription again. Yes, Stanley, would you kindly? That reveal was something else. That was basically the epiphany of fucking good storytelling. All along we thought we were in control, but alas, we were played. Welcome to Rapture. No gods. What was it? No gods, no kings, only man. Oh yeah, the Big Daddy was something. I hit the wrong spot there. Go away, paint. Oh, these Star Wars novels. Let's say I have a little collection of those. And speaking of Star Wars, there's a new board game coming out. Attack on Hoth. I today just did a quick peek into Crabbock's YouTube video on that, and looks interesting. Looks totally different from the one I have, but that's a very old game that I have. No, not that Demon's Up. I'm pretty sure you got the name right. I'm almost 100% sure they were called Big Daddies. With a very big head, like in 19th century diving suit, and a fucking massive drill bit for a hand. Or mahusif, as Jerry would say. I guess that's how he says. So now let's try to fix that metallic on skin. Annoying. The Little Sisters. What did they call sucking the juice? They didn't harvest blood. They harvested some kind of essence. What was it called again? Adam. Yes, that's the one. And you have to choose to be a good or a bad person by killing the little sisters or letting them live. Collect some Adam. And was it the second or the third part where they introduced the big sister? I think it was part 2. Why talented family of crab trees? I'm not sure they were drugged up. I think they were in a constant state of not being really in this world. Yeah, it was very much different. The storyline was interesting. The weird twins always appearing out of nowhere were also very interesting. And the end was very good, in my opinion. Bioshock Infinite, I think it was called. Now, to absolutely ruin the miniature, I'm going to try to give her some makeup. Oh, where's me red? Also, I might try doing her eyes, but I'm still very undecided if I actually should attempt such lunacy. Never worked out for me. Oh, that's not good. It needs more shaking. Oh, that's better. Yeah, getting back to the first game was an interesting choice. So, let's see if I can make this work. Or probably not. The weird thing is, there must have been some supports beneath the chin because there are ever so slight stubbles that I just couldn't get rid of. And I'm afraid this isn't going as planned. Nope, not happy with that at all. Let's grab some skin tone and get rid of that. I think I'll be doing something different. It's like putting on individual pigments. Let's just sink in. No, I don't want the Joker at all. The thing is, I'm pretty sure camera is not picking up the detail that are sculpted on there. There is actually a mouth sculpted, which already looks a bit odd. If I'm going to say it looks like a closed mouth of a sex puppet, yeah, that's about it. So I'm guessing it's going to be a nightmare to paint. Blending colors, that's my nemesis. Oh, but I'm willing to learn, so I'm going to try that right now, live on camera. No, it wasn't from Crispin, it was from Horatio, his nose blowings. So if you're telling me that those are one and the same, I'm going to lose my shit. Yeah, that does look better. I might leave it at that. Yeah, I guess how that can work is open to just have the upper lip, which is mostly the bigger lip, and just do that. Now, eyes. Yes or no? I'm fucking scared. So I guess basically I should do a dot of black and then touch it back with whatever color I see fit. So black first, then do some white, and then try to hide the mess with some more skin color. Of course you're saying yes to eyes because you'd like to see me struggle. You very naughty man. White. Where's my white gone? There's my white gone. Yeah, a pin would be an interesting way to do that, Redverse. Sadly, I don't have one, and hence no option for me. I do like my magnifying glasses. The only thing that's actually making this a bit weird to work with is I'm looking with both eyes through the same lens, so the depth perception is a bit off. I don't make anybody do anything. I only do suggestions. Jerry is the one threatening people, going, "I'll cut you if you don't." And Taurus, yes, usually I'd agree with that sentiment, but in this case, since this has been gifted to me, I'm going to try my best. And fuck it up. Yep, that's not working. Well, it's a gentle nudge. We only have your best interests in mind. The good thing about these minuscule amounts of paint, they're so dry so quickly. Oh, let's try that again. Nobody sneeze. There's some kind of comedy with trying to paint eyes while having trouble with depth perception. That needs to be corrected. Why is there so much water? Way too much water in that paint. Let's see if I can course correct this a wee bit. That's almost passable. Well, it's not going to win any golden demons, but it's not having a 1,000-yard stare. You can't see shit on camera, I'm sorry. It's basically not happening. Dear Mr. Camera, would you kindly focus, you fuckwit? Focus. Oh, it's looking terrible on camera, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get this. I'll try something. Hold on a sec. Yep, I need a smaller. Not working. Fucking hell, autofocus is going mental now. Right. Good night, Evens Up. Well, you shouldn't take pictures and enhance them. It looks a bit spooky when it's going that big. But eyes that are bigger can always be painted smaller by reducing the outside color. Though I think I need a fresh blob of paint for that because the one on the palette has saturated with water. So that's basically a wash at this point and not covering very well. Yeah, that's what was my initial thinking, but the guys in chat said, do black, white first and then black, Crispin. I might try that on a different model sometime. Right now, I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm pretty sure there will be some more washes going over this bad boy, or lady, I should say. And that will course correct some of the mistakes I've made. 005. No heavy breathing towards the tip because it's going to bend. Yeah, this is passable. There's paint behind her eyes, and I think that this skirt can still go with some highlightings. Yeah, Grisman, I feel you. I feel that's one of the most annoying parts of getting older is your eyes starting to not work as good anymore. I mean, glasses are all fine and dandy, but if you need to have a set of glasses for every occasion, it's getting expensive. Oh, I told people to get off my lawn way before I got old enough to do so. Mostly because I could. Why wait with good things when you can have them early? No, sadly not. I'm not sure what happened to him after his cry for help, if he has now gone to some kind of professional help. So my understanding is he already had some of those. I thought if he would to be reappearing anytime soon, it would have been at Salute. No, Zoe Pinhead, I don't think I can manage a proper Clint Eastwood. I don't smoke enough for that. Are you feeling lucky, punk? I think I'm rather pleased with the results of this evening. Oh, hold on. I'm not sure if that was the case. The last thing I've seen from him was one of his last videos from the studio going, yeah, I'm back in the studio, back in my happy place, but that's something he has said multiple times before. And, yeah, I don't know. It's a sad story. Especially since he seems to be an honest to goodness, nice and genuine guy. Though that's always hard to judge via the means of internet when you only see them being happy in front of the camera. Yeah, I wish there was someone who could talk on his behalf and say, hey, look, people, Mel might not be very well currently, but he's making baby steps towards recovery and he'll be back end of the year or something. I mean, some of his problems were just how to manage time. I stopped looking at the Patreon when he started posting the same content multiple times in a row to inflate cash flow, for lack of a better term. I mean, I get why he's doing it, but yeah, that left a bad taste in my mouth. If that had happened once or twice, but it was more than once, and more than 2 times. But then again, I don't want to be in his shoes. Maybe he had taken the opportunity when his call for help was answered to just get rid of all debt, cut ties, and maybe even get rid of the studio to just be out of the position to where he is obligated to pay rent for something he's not using. And as other people have said before, I'd wish some company would just give him a steady job in terrain making. Imagine him being an advocate for, let's say, army painter, doing nothing but building terrain using their products. Yeah, and I think he was on the edge of being profitable enough to make a living from it, but yeah, if numbers go down, you're in a world of hurt if you don't have any other income. Yep, that's true. However, he landed that deal. So, whilst the camera is still on, and the lighting, I will going to take a picture. And hope that it doesn't scare the people too much when put on the interwebs. Now, this is going out. Plonk. And back to me beautiful face. Hello. I'm getting hot in here. Yeah, and OTT doesn't even make money in any big way on YouTube. I'm not sure that how it works, Doris. I think the big difference is that Jack did a lot of talking head videos, so that more what Mantic needed. Mel is a practical guy doing practical stuff. Could be that he also had some what do you call those? Ambassador things running for him? I don't know. Let's put back the paints so I can find them later. I guess that's because Mantic... correct me if I'm wrong, but Mantic is a British company, so not in Ireland, and Jerry is basically just going over to Ireland. So I'm not sure Mantic would actually want a person like Jerry. I don't know. Or maybe Jerry didn't care. Would Jerry want to move to Nottingham? My bets are no. Excuse me. No, especially since Jerry has his house to himself and his mother in Ireland, so I'm guessing it sounds too far from his pub. Imagine the poor barman being all sobby and deprived of profits made from Jerry. Jerry, in case you're listening, love you. Tears would be shed, people would be cut, I guess. No, please leave the Jerry where he is. We need him. I need him on the show. Hello, another guest. Oh, on the subject of quick good evening, I wanted to try this weird feature again. Is any city ready for Jerry Redverse? Is any? Let's see. Where's the... you can go right. Block off. No. That's the category I want. Where could we... Don't know any of these people. That's way too busy. I don't know. That's Games Workshop. I don't want to go to Games Workshop stuff. Oh, that's a nice one. How does this work? Let's make sure I'm doing this the right way. Keyboard sitting 90 degrees up. How's the... Okay, that's the one. Let's go. So, good night. Let's see if this works. Invalid. Oh, great. Why is that invalid?
Something new, something shiny. And this will come out.
Take
Maybe
this.
some little touches up before MPO. But yeah, I think we're going to return the favour because Brush for Hire really does the other day. We'll go back.
Why is
to
it
ways
not
and
working?
return the favour. So thank you very much, everyone, and see you later.
Oh no, he just stopped streaming. So let's go with. Use this one.
Yeah, I've got a video on my channel painting this guy. So, yeah. It was fun, quite simple,
Is this working?
quite easy to do. Bit of dry brushing, bit of contrast. I think it turned out great. I really like him. So,
Invalid.
yes.
This is annoying.
Those dragons don't mess around. You're a dragon, Harry. I love the new Soulblight Gravelords models. Makes me want to start a new AOS army. Didn't think about square based. Always about square based. Always. I learn yes. Okay, so that, and then we're going to do a banner. So we're going to do 21, 22. Banner's so sexy.
Oh, I hate this interface. Okay, just hold on to your horses.
19.
Let's go here.
That was 19. Yeah, I'll be doing more of the new Soulblight Gravelords converted for Old World in the near future. That's about all I can say about that right now.
This is not working.
So, yeah.
Okay, go.
Just starting on my Big Mac question is, do I paint his armor bits Cadian green?
Have a good night and see you next week.